Hello everyone, welcome back to this Microsoft Excel tutorial journey with me on my Knowledge Factor YouTube channel. This is our 15th lecture, and in the previous section of this course, we talked about, uh, or at least we began to talk about building calculations within Excel, and we saw just simple little calculations where we were able to do some additions as far as referencing cells, right? We were able to take a cell references such as B4 and then add that to cell reference B5, then add that to B6 and B7 and B8. We were able to do all these additions. You have got all your mathematical operators available to you in the Excel. So you have got the addition symbol, you got the subtraction, multiplication, you got division, you got your exponent. You have got all those various operators that you can utilize to perform arithmetic type calculations, right? That's a completely maths. Well, built into the Excel application, the nice people in Microsoft have built several functions, functions that we can then utilize to perform calculations. So that's what we are going to take a look in this session. And I have created this super sleek little PowerPoint presentation to talk a little bit about what Excel functions are, how we can utilize them to help us become more efficient as we work with our data inside of Excel. So let's jump into the PowerPoint here, and I'm going to provide this as a download resource. So you can take this PowerPoint and do whatever you like with it, and just take the help of this PowerPoint and just go through whatever stuff we are going to discuss in this session, right? So first off, an Excel function. Really, all in itself, function is a predefined calculation. That's it. Now, the nice people of Microsoft have built a few hundred different functions for us to use. These predefined little packages that will do some type of calculations, whether it's summing up a range of cells, it's finding an average within a range of cells, it's looking up information based on criteria that we give the application. It could be a whole slew of things. I want to be able to find my house payment or the next car that I buy. How much am I going to pay for that monthly? Well, built into Excel. uh, they have a function called PMT, or the payment function, that will do that all for you. Now, in order for us to utilize a function, we need to really understand what the function is and what are the different pieces of a function. So let me give you an example here. So this is going to be one of the first function that we see inside of this course. This is the most common function that is used worldwide within Excel. This is the sum function, right? So here's an example, and this is taken right from the exercise file from the monthly budget worksheet that we were creating together as a group. So the sum function, as you can see here, I want to build a sum up. I want to add up a range of cells. All in order for me to do that, we can do it like we did earlier. I say equals this cell plus 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 this cell. So I can do that and do that and do that. So what if you have thousands of records and you want to add up, right? You want to sum up all those data, all those thousands of record. That could take forever, right? So typing that out like we did earlier. Well, built into Excel, we got the sum function that will streamline those efforts. Now, I want to break down functions in general. There are really three different pieces that we use as we build out an Excel function. Now, we just saw a quick preview of the sum function, but it does not break it down into three different pieces. The first day we have actually already seen this. Every calculation, from the simplest calculation to the most absurd complex, who are huge, dynamic, whatever huge function, right, or calculation, they all start with the same thing. From the most basic to the most complex, they all start with the equal sign, right? So if you see here, we have started this with the equal sign. Now, the next step, as far as using a function, you then need to designate or denote which function you want to use. For example, if I want sum up a range of cells, I will say equals and I will bring the sum function that its name sum, sum. If I want to find the average of a range of cells, I will say equals average. That's it. Now the thing about learning functions, it's just that you got the learn the function. We got to know that, oh, there's a sum function, there's an average function, there's a function for looking up information, there's a function for finding the minimum value from the range of cells or the maximum value from the range of cells. We got to learn what the functions are. But once you got that down, then there's one more piece. We got to bring in the function arguments for the parameters that that function needs. So let me give you an example, the complete function here. So this is what we were talking about earlier. It's got all three pieces. It got the equal sign. Remember that it's given. You always do that with any type of calculations. Then you got the function name. In this case, you got sum, and then the sum function, especially within the parenthesis, needs to know the range of the cells that you want to sum up. In this case, equal sum. Let's sum up cells B4 through B8. And as far as functions are concerned, when you deal with the range of cells to say the through, and as far as functions are concerned, when you deal with a range of cells to say through, like B4 through B8, we use the colon character. Like here we have used B4 colon B8. That's your through, right? That's your range of cells. So that's really the three pieces equals the function name and any argument or parameter that that function needs in order for it to do this job. Remember, these functions, they are predefined. They are nice people built up. They determine how we use them and what types of data it needs to do its job. So that's where the argument comes into play. Now, the next thing I want to bring your attention to, and we are going to get very familiar with this window. This is called the function argument window. This is a little window built into Excel application that's going to assist you uh, in, in utilizing these functions, especially when you are just starting out utilizing functions, whether it's the sum function or something more complex like index and match or VLOOKUP or some other more complex functions. You are going to want some help here. So this function argument window is going to come in very handy because it will kind of take your hand and walk you through the process and explain each steps to you. So you can find this window by going to the little FX button, which is right next door to the formula bar towards the top of your window within the Excel. Right here, if you see here, it's FX. So you'll see a little button up there will say FX sign. So you click on it and you can go find your functions, and eventually you will bring it into your arguments for that specific function. Now here I am looking in the arguments for the sum function. You can see number 1 and number 2 there. Well, the number 1 and number 2, they are just expecting a range of cells. Well, you want to sum, what is it that you want to sum? So here I just said I want to sum B4 through and semicolon through B8, right? Now, the nice thing about this window is getting kind of takes your hand, walk you through the process. They give you some great information like here. They're going to tell you what the function does, right? Might be brief here, just say, hey, the sum function, it adds up all the numbers of a range of cells. The next thing it tells you is, well, what are those argument mean? What is number 1? What is number 2? Well, says number 1. number 1, number 2, and so on. So all those information will be provided in this window. So you can have between 1 and 255 numbers to sum, or ranges of cells that you can sum up. 244 is quite big, right? But it also does that for you. Um, Down the lower left hand corner of the window is a nice little link that will jump you out to a Microsoft page that will give you some help about the active function, right? So in this case, if I click that link, then that link will help on this function in the lower left. It will take me to the Microsoft page that talks all about the sum function. Super sleek, very helpful. So this is your argument window. Again, Excel got all sort of function in there as you are learning them. I highly suggest not only going through this course and learning the functions I'm going to walk you through, but read through the window. Get an idea of what they are all about, and potentially what you are going to be, using for, and what you could use them for, right? Now, like I mentioned, there are lots of functions inside of Excel by the last numbers, and I read as of 2013 edition. We have actually a few version later. There was around 461 functions built into the Excel application. That's quite a big. Uh, but then Microsoft adds functions, they remove functions, and typically when they remove a function, they replace it with something else, something that's more streamlined, more efficient, does more for you, and is more accessible, those types of things. But there are loads of function inside of Excel now. Here, this is part of the ribbon inside the Excel interface. This is a formula tab. You will find the formula tab there at the top of your screen. Now here they give you what called the function library, essentially a bunch of little books where you can go find all those various functions, and we are going to take a look at this. We are going to become familiar with it and how you can find the various functions that live inside your copy of Excel. Alright, so get ready for this. I'm excited. I love functions. Anyway, that's going to save my time and help me become more efficient as I am performing calculations. Okay, so great. Let's get in there. First, we are going to start out with some more basic type functions like sum, min, max, average, count, those type of things. And as you progress later, and later inside of this course, we are going to see more complex, more advanced, those larger uh, dynamic functions, complex functions, which I spoke about earlier. All right, so get ready for it. Let's jump into the next lecture. So at this point, thanks for watching this tutorial, and as I always say, if you're really liking it and enjoying the journey, then please do like, share, and subscribe my channel, and also press the bell icon to get the latest content update on this channel. Alright then, so we'll meet up in the next session. In case you have any questions, any concerns relating to this topic, just do let me know on the comment section of this video. I will make sure that I'm replying you back on the comments. Till that time, goodbye and take care.